Good morning. So, just a sip of coffee if I may. The morning hasn't gone very well so far. So, but I do have the results of our little competition, and one or two things to say about that. Then a question from Michael Clough, who is English but lives in Majorca. And an email that came through just half an hour ago from Martin Curd from Purley, which is in Surrey near London. So I'm a little bit flustered at the moment, so I need to just breathe a bit and slow down, because I had all sorts of problems. I came out, it started raining, had to go back inside. Then the batteries wouldn't work on the microphone set. And then I wanted to show you something which I will show you, but I'll only be able to show you, but I can't have it working because the batteries are dead. So anyway, so slow down a moment, and the best way of slowing down is doing this, isn't it? Just this, just relax, and then this, remember, this is a fantastic way on the golf course. Just get it swinging like a pendulum, any club in the bag, and then just move with it, and it clears your mind and gets you feeling in your body again. So I'm already feeling a little bit more grounded. So I need a couple of these though, just to get me going. It's just warmed up a little bit. It's been freezing here this morning as well. One more for good measure. Okay, right, now to business. Although, is there anything more important than that? Probably not. So, let's start off with this. It's actually just a tiny little metronome, so used for music. And as I mentioned in one of the videos before, this was Alberto Canetti, who is, I think he's got quite an interesting background, but sort of Italian, lives in Germany, came over to see me last year and introduced me to this, which I knew, I had one for many years, for some reason didn't use it. And Albert took me out, and I was hitting some little pitches off a bit of grass at Canterbury, where it was in the summer and it was bare, and there were very tight lies with a sand wedge, and just respecting this 1-2-3-1 ratio, the 3-to-1 ratio we've talked about before. And it was the ball striking off bare lies was just to die for, and it was very weird because it felt like I wasn't doing anything. We all like to get in there and do something and be active and try and control. And so over a period of time, that then led to me eventually not playing much golf, but then getting to Thailand in February before the lockdown. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do that with my whole game. Of course, when you've got a driver in your hand, it's tough, guys, isn't it? Ladies, much more intelligent than we men, but we just want to give it a whack. But I did it. And I did it for 5 rounds of golf, and I struck the ball as well as I've done for a long time, years. So this little thing, and you can set it to different rhythms and different sounds, and just get it, very inexpensive piece of equipment, and you set it so that it goes beep, 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 and the audio feedback is amazing, and you can move it around so you can actually get it to a rhythm that really suits you. It's a wonderful piece of equipment. Alberto, you're a genius. Okay, so I do have some notes. I do need a sip of coffee because it looks sunny, but it's quite chilly. And that's good. I caught it just before it gets chilly as well. Although I do like iced coffee anyway. Come on, Brian, stop jabbering. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the questions I asked you. What two things? And I'm afraid that one of them isn't here today. What do you see in this image? Well, do you know, of all the people who responded, and there are a good number of you, thank you very much indeed, only one person mentioned the flag that isn't there today, the Union Jack. Yeah. And I'm a tenant here, and it's a big old Victorian house from 1894, I do believe, and lots of people live here, but so does the landlord and landlady, and they look after the flags and they keep the place absolutely spick and span. And that flag, some of you said, oh, there's a flag, and there wasn't a flag before. No, the flag is there when they decide to put it up. When it's very windy, they don't. But the key is that it was a brand new flag, and it was a fairly worn, faded one before, and then all of a sudden I looked around one day and, oh, it's a nice brand new flag. So now the other thing you virtually all got. So many different people said, oh, you're swinging slower. Absolutely. A lot of people said, well, you're pausing at the top. Yes, and we'll come on to that in a moment. And then one person actually said about turning, and you know that turning, rotation is one of the 6 basics in the easy swing, and I can tell you that in the early videos I was tending to get a bit here. That shoulder wasn't really getting round, not the shoulder, the whole body wasn't turning. So Kent Jacobson from Sweden actually said, you're turning your hips more in the backswing. Well, actually, if you think, if we can tie up left shoulder, left hip, left knee, they're all moving more. Because I'm taking more time, so the key is that slowness of backswing, which gives me time to move. So that's it. So Kent, what I've decided is that nobody got it 100%, but the two who got closest were Kent from Sweden and also Martin Miller from Bristol, who actually was the only one to talk about the flag. So and you've come up with lots of different things. Somebody said, oh, you got some new garden furniture. Absolutely right. And somebody else actually talked about this. So this was given to me by an old friend of mine, John, many years ago, and let's see if I can show you a little bit about it. What you do, you just pull it, and to me it's colourful, it's cheerful, and if I've ever got a day when I'm feeling a little bit down, I just come and do this a couple of times, and thank you, John, it gets me back into a nice state of mind. Just a bit of fun. Okay, back to the plot. Oh, right. Now, I've got to be very careful because also I've had the papers blowing all over the place. So, now, oh, I think I mentioned this before. Children, animals, and wind. Okay. So, now, one or two people mentioned lag. And I want you to be very careful about how did a French word suddenly pop in? The word lag. I've been back for nearly 20 years and yet the French still comes in. Lag is something that should happen naturally. We don't release the club here. We want to release it at the right time, which is nearer towards where the ball is. Okay? So yes, we want this main speed through and after the ball, but we've got to start releasing it before we get to the ball. So lag is, to me, because I'm relaxed, because I'm taking my time, I take my time here, and that gives me all the lag that I need. I don't need and must not, in my opinion, try to get lag. That killed me as a young golfer when I was trying to get, because in the old days it was called the late hit, now it's just called lag. So relaxation and time, and don't get caught. Don't is not a good word, that's teacher speak. There are dangers in lagging too much. and of course the pause, because I'm going slowly, my club is moving, I and my club are moving slowly, so it's quite easy for them to appear to pause. I wouldn't say there's a pause, but there's a slowing down, and then the transition starts again slowly. Whereas if I get up there fast, I'll go try and stop it, and that's where most people lose it. Okay, so well done Martin, well done Kent. I'll be in touch and look forward to seeing your videos and giving you some feedback. Another aspect at the moment which I think is very pertinent is we've all been locked down, and some of us have got a swing trainer, some of us have been chipping in the garden or whatever, but what none of us have been doing is none of us have been out there playing real golf. When I say real golf, a ball, consequences, results, obstacles, hazards, embarrassment waiting to happen, all those things we haven't had. It's been lovely. So a period of adaptation to playing real golf again. So we've been practicing, things are going really well, especially if you've got the swing trainer, because you're really feeling fantastic. Expectations go up. We get out into the real world of golf again, and the first time we play it doesn't go very well. Shrug the shoulders, it was a nice day, well, out playing golf again, fantastic. Keep your expectations under control. All that you've been doing will come through, and especially those with the swing trainers, that will come through. But of course we go out there with the hopes, the expectations, very dangerous things. Okay, so just take your time, it will work. For those of you who haven't yet played, I would suggest going from your swing trainer and just practicing with a golf club. Get back to the feel of a real club, because they are slightly different. Again, all the benefits will accrue and you will benefit from it, I'm absolutely sure. So let me just check my notes a moment. Okay, Michael Clough. Michael Clough, a very good long-term fan and supporter of the Easier Swing, and he wrote to me just yesterday and he said, why do we keep trying to improve something that's perfect? Well, that's interesting, and I just want to tell you a little story about that, because I really do find that interesting. So we get to a point where really we should say, that's fine, and that's going to be the basis of this little story, because when I was getting towards 60, I got enthusiastic about playing some tournament golf again. I'd played when I was 20, I'd played when I was approaching 40 in France, and I thought, well, what fun at 60 to have another go on the senior circuit, obviously. So I went to the gym, I was practicing a lot, I was hitting loads of balls, I was feeling good, I was beginning to play well. I decided to play in 3 tournaments, and it was a third one, which was the sort of Club Pros Seniors Championship in England. And I was playing another couple of things just to get used to being in a tournament again, because after I haven't played a tournament for over 20 years, so one gets a bit nervous. So anyway, I was practicing, and it happened to be at the time when I saw Colin Montgomery at an indoor golf centre in London talking about how lightly, he said, amateur golfers wouldn't believe how lightly I grip the club. And he hit some shots on an indoor net with one of these screens at Pebble Beach, I think it was. And I thought, wow, this guy doesn't do anything. Puts the club on the ball, no effort. And as I was on the train on the way home, I thought, yeah, many years ago I tried a really light grip, then I backed off because I thought I couldn't trust it. So I couldn't wait. Instead of going home, I went back to the driving range and hit some shots with a very light grip. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And over the next few weeks, my ball striking and the feeling of my golf swing was as good as it has ever been. And one day I was practicing and I was hitting the ball beautifully with a 7-iron, and we had a little pond at the Manson driving range. A very small pond, no bigger than this veranda. And it was the 7-iron distance my ball was pitching. A lot of balls, beautifully struck, beautifully flighted, pitching in the water. So I thought, well, this is okay, but it's nothing like playing in a competition. So I got 20 balls, and I thought, let's see out of the 20 how many I can pitch in the water. 18 of the 20 pitched in the water. One missed it 1 yard to the right, and one missed it 2 yards to the left. But even those were beautiful feeling, strike, everything. So, and then a thought popped into my mind. Brian, it's like somebody else speaking to me. Brian, that's fantastic. That's how you've always wanted to play golf. Oh, wonderful. Well done. Now, what are you going to do to make it better? And I literally jumped out of my own skin, as if somebody else had come in and upset me. I said, what do you mean? Leave me alone. I've been, all my life, this is what I wanted to do, just leave me alone. And then, of course, being a coach, questioning mind, over a period of time, I kept thinking about this. Where did that voice come from? And you know what? I think it comes from education, indoctrination, school, family. Don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. You've got to try harder. You've got to keep working hard. And in business, if you stop going forward, that you're only going to go backwards. Wow. And yet there comes a time when you should say, wow, this is lovely, absolutely lovely. All I want to do now is learn how to be more repetitive and less inconsistent in this game of golf. So just a little story. So yes, Michael, I think a very good question, and I think we need to question ourselves as to why we'll be always striving to do more, always wanting to learn something else. And how can you be consistent if you're always changing? So, Martin's email came in today. Right, so Martin, it's just starting to rain again. Hopefully I'll finish in a second. Good morning, Brian. You'll be writing, recording, or sitting on your balcony sipping coffee right now. I give you click therapy, a collective noun describing 5-minute breaks during the day when you step outside with a coffee and swing your hole-in-one. Your mind empties itself of the rigours of the day and focuses on getting a click somewhere near where the ball would be. Oh, how I'm enjoying it. He took delivery of his hole-in-one about 2 weeks ago. Oh, how I'm enjoying it. About 5 or 6 times a day, around 10 swings per session. Wonderful. I've purchased a lifetime of therapy for just over £150. Now that is value for money. Best regards, Martin. Thank you, Martin. They are wonderful. I'm not going to try and sell them to you, but people think they're expensive. I think you hear from Martin, he doesn't think so. So many thanks. The next time I hope that the weather will have improved, because this is getting, well, this is Britain after all. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me today, and I hope that I made a bit of sense. Thank you very much.